First of all, good morning. At first glance, sa unang tingin, what Jesus said in the gospel is seemingly scary. Imagine, he said, if your hand or foot causes you to sin, cut it off. If your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. Sa unang tingin, it's seemingly scary. Now, let us not understand what Jesus said in the pure literal sense, because this is just an exaggeration. Okay? And for your information, our Lord loves to exaggerate. In fact, there are many other instances in the Gospels that Jesus exaggerated. Why? And when does Jesus exaggerate? When he wants to emphasize a very, very, very important and urgent message. That's when he exaggerates. When he wants to emphasize an urgent, a very important message. And what is that? In the gospel, our Lord exaggerated in order to show us, listen, to show us how terrible and destructive it is when we become the reason why others become evil. That's an urgent message. Take note and do not forget. That is why Jesus exaggerated. You pluck your eye out, you cut off your hand or foot if it causes you to sin and if it leads others to sin. Because of that, cut it off, pluck it out, because Jesus wants to show us how terrible and destructive it is when we are the reason why others become evil. So let me give you two examples. First, true stories. First, when I was still a seminarian, I read Time magazine, an article in Time magazine wherein there was a young man in Connecticut, in America. A young man who entered into a school with guns. The security was not able to detect the guns. He was able, the young man was able to enter with guns, and when he was in the campus, classroom by classroom, and he killed many young men and women, including teachers, before he ended himself. And when I continued reading the article, I found out that he became evil because he grew up beaten by his father every single day. He grew up from a violent, terrible family, an irresponsible mother, and a violent father. He was always beaten up to death every single day, and that was the reason why he became evil, because of his parents. See? Second, from our place in Dipolog, there was a young child, grade 4, imagine, grade 4 pupil who approached me, and she cried because from the bottom of her heart, she expressed she wanted to go to church every Sunday. But when she pleaded to her parents refused to go to church with her. She cried. Imagine, grade 4. Their home, according to her, was just few meters from the cathedral. Imagine, very close to the cathedral. But of course, she was not allowed to go by herself because she was still grade 4 at that time. But she wanted to go to church every Sunday. But her parents were so busy, they refused to go with her, to accompany her. So let me end, my dear brothers and sisters, with these 2 points, 2 related points. This is not just for parents, but for everyone. Number 1, what are we going to do? Parents and non-parents, all of us, be good and do good. No matter how tempting the situation is, no matter how difficult the situation is, just be good and do good, so that those who will see you, those who see you, will be inspired and be encouraged to do the same. They will also be optimistic because you are optimistic. Let us set a good example. That's number 1. And number 2, may we not produce people who become evil because of our evil example. So please, let us look at ourselves. Sige daw. How are my words and actions? Are they inspiring to others? Do your actions and words encourage or inspire others to be optimistic also, to do the same? Or are they the reason why others who see you become evil?